Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm a 41-year-old unemployed nobody, and after reading another message from October 27th, everyone has a story, and we want to learn yours. When you share your story on our storytelling platform, you join a community of helpers who are working together to build a kinder and braver world. It's been about a year. It's been over a year since I tried to contact you last. I've had a disparate number of ideas I'm trying to get through in a few minutes into a camera. And after much time and work, I'm going to continue to try and do this as best I can. I believe we're facing a number of problems which our leaders are not handling, they're not taking care of, and we have disunion, disorder, chaos in this world because we don't share the same information, we don't have the same goals, and we are fighting amongst ourselves while we are distracted. An elite class of rulers pillage the earth. And I believe that if we could rebuild our knowledge base, that we could start to see patterns and we could start to wrest control from those who would have the world for themselves. I believe that by taking care of those with the least, we can raise all of life on this planet to recognize that this one place is shared by all life, and that only by showing dignity to that life can we live peacefully on this planet. We're at a moment of incredible crisis, and if you study the functioning of the world, the universe itself, the processes of this cosmos that we live in, well, I think you would start to see some truths that have become abundantly clear to me, and I'm here to speak to you to try and make an impact which I believe could change the world. Now, what I have to tell you can't be said in 5-minute film. I've tried to say this before, and I know I've got about 10-minute segments from which I can send you a copy and you can see something. But one film won't be enough. This is merely an introduction, and with that being said, let's get to what I believe our fundamental problems are. Now, the leaders of this world would have you believe that homelessness is an issue of personal irresponsibility, that degradation in communities, policing, these myriad things we go through. We have a society in which we live where people are in such straits without solutions, where somebody decides the rational thing to do is to steal dogs and sell them. This is a sick society. And it's past time that we recognize this. And we must make changes. Those who are at the wheel don't care. They would see the world burn before they give up their control. And I believe it's up to us to come together with common purpose to take back the reins And I want to tell you about these things. Now, while I can't say everything in this introduction, I believe that by telling you a sequence of stories, telling you about different people who have been pillars of my life, whose lives have inspired me, whose knowledge has empowered me, I want to share those people. I want to share the problems that I've suffered with. And I believe that if we can take care of these things, there are fundamental issues that if we take care of, we could raise all of society to be a loving, kind society that takes care of one another, that is beyond greed, that just seeks to live harmoniously. All the problems of the world, I believe, boil down to an inequality. And there's 5 basic things. First, we have to shelter everyone. A human being cannot survive without shelter. That means a place to rest their head, a place for their belongings, someplace safe, a place that they can retreat to. Shelter is a fundamental thing that we must solve. Our water and food supplies are fundamental to life. We must reevaluate the cost of our current situation and realize that we could feed all of the planet if we change things. We can educate the planet if we give access to information which is simply not discussed. In this world, we're distracted. We're told things are important, which I don't believe they are. Our knowledge base must change. We must all share a common frame of reference. We must understand what's available. And once that information is out there in the public sphere, each individual can investigate in their own time and in due course, I believe, come to the same conclusions that I have. A human being needs access to transportation. These are things that now are resolved by car payments, insurance. I think we need to rethink this. We need to reinvest in the infrastructure to allow human beings to get from their home to places where they can do their work, they can do their studying, they can live their lives. Transportation must be fundamentally changed. We need to investigate the business of health, what is called healthcare now, and insurance, and in combination with changing of the foods that are accessible, I believe we can also make impact on people's lives so that we don't have these seem like diversionary tactics to me. Why do we argue about covering people for healthcare? Why is this so expensive? Why do we argue over the profits of businesses that are in the business of making a sane and healthy society? Additionally, we have a fundamental problem with our energy use, where we get our energy. Right now, we burn fossil fuels, we mine for things that put carbon into the atmosphere, which lead to a warming climate and a potential runaway greenhouse effect. There is a point that will be reached where the damage is so severe that no amount of action can reverse it. We must not get to that point. We have the technology today with simple solar energy capture, with photovoltaic cells, which could transform the world in which we live. The electric car, and soon electric transportation of heavy vehicles will be such that the burning of fuel will be completely unnecessary. We live in a closed ecosystem, a closed loop. We all share the same atmosphere. We must recognize that we cannot continue to use combustion to power things. This has to end. And in the course of the next however long it takes me, I want to go over these things and more. I want to introduce you to people who have made a profound impact on my life. And I want to teach you the lessons that have given me the strength to come to you here today and to reach out for help. I'm a nobody. I have no friends. I have nobody to speak to. This conversation goes on in my head. But when I sit and I think, and I wonder why I'm here, an answer becomes clear that I'm here because I must share this. And through my life, if I can share through the things that I've been through, the lessons that were learned, then my life would not be in vain. I'm near exhaustion, physically, mentally, financially. I don't know how long I can do this. But today I'm going to start, and I believe that in the course of, say, 21 times to reach out to you, maybe covering 21 different topics on different people, different functions of this world, different inequities, and different solutions, potential solutions that exist today, that we could formulate a way to take this off-the-cuff thing that I'm presenting to you today and turn it into something that could reach people, that people not only listening, that they could hear this and they could be moved to action. But we must stop fighting amongst ourselves. We must stop warring with the world. Us as United States citizens must recognize our place as an antagonist to the world, one that's been done for all of my life and for a very, very long time prior to it. I want to change the world. I want to do that by educating the world. I want everybody to have a common frame of reference. This, I believe, is a fundamental flaw in human civilization today. We can't agree on the same things. We have different access to different information. And we are polluted constantly with disinformation, misinformation. People talk on television, a medium which exists to sell products every 7 minutes. We need to understand that this is not where we should be getting our information from. This is the problem. Politics, trading of favors, is the problem. We do not know who these people truly represent. And I believe that by sharing what I've come across in my life, that I can help to at least open some doorways to those that are curious enough to walk down the path and try and really understand what's been going on in this world. I thank you for your time. I hope to speak with you soon.